all of you for coming tonight. My name is Donna Colorio, and I am a member of the Worcester School Committee. In addition to serving on the Worcester School Committee, I've been an adjunct professor at Quinsigamond Community College for the past 22 years, teaching in the psychology and sociology departments. I'm a single mother of 3 and a lifelong resident of Worcester. Before we begin tonight's program, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge the other co-chair of this event, Bill Gilmeister, whose mother passed away this weekend, and he could not be with us. Tonight's forum is entitled, Can Common Core Standards Make Massachusetts Students Competitive? Common Core Standards are a one-size-fits-all education standard. Instead of spending time developing the individual talents of each child, Common Core will teach one set of standards of education throughout the United States. Under the Common Core, teachers are mandated to uphold a strict classroom schedule. That means moving ahead on topics even when students are struggling to grasp key concepts. Common Core allows no wiggle room when it comes to educating our children. I just spoke to a teacher in Massachusetts recently whose school has already implemented the Common Core. He is a first grade teacher, and he is now required to be on the same page as the other first grade teachers. He can't advance or slow down. Teachers are not permitted to develop and administer their own tests or quizzes. This approach not only strangles creativity, it smothers the development of critical thinking and assumes one size fits all. How Common Core came about began in 2008, and it's a long story. However, the bottom line is that there are serious questions and overwhelming evidence that Massachusetts currently has a higher academic standard than the Common Core. Why, when we are among the top in the nation of academic standards and testing, would we change? After 17 years of revising our standards and aligning our state MCAS tests to our standards, would we abandon our standards and our curriculum? Just like that. These national standards are unproven, untested, and underfunded. No teacher, parent, school committee or legislation had input in the development of these standards. As I see it, it was the best kept educational reform secret yet. Do a little experiment. Ask random parents at your next meeting if they know what the Common Core is. You'll be surprised. Parents, elected representatives, school committee members, and teachers appear to have been largely bypassed in the initial stage. At this very moment, the Worcester City Council is meeting to vote on their budget. The second agenda item is the school section of the budget. Parents have gathered to complain that they need more money for the schools, more programs, better English and math electives. Parents want their children to be competitive in the global market. With more money going to the federal mandates, we will lose control on how we want to allocate our tax dollars for education. Tonight, you will hear 2 experts in the field explain why Common Core standards are wrong for Massachusetts. Some of the questions that will be answered are, what is the difference between Common Core and the present Massachusetts standards? Does Massachusetts have control over its new standards? Why the tests based on Common Core standards will be less challenging than the MCAS tests. I will close by saying that as an advocate of local control, this frightens me. I worry about this generation in our educational system. When I first organized this forum, I have to be honest, I wasn't sure if 5 people would show up or 100. Well, by the attendance here tonight, it seems obvious that parents, teachers, legislators, feel the same way I do, in the dark. The first speaker of the event is Sandra Stosky. Sandra grew up in Bridgewater and graduated from its public schools. She did undergraduate work at the University of Michigan and completed a doctorate in reading research at the Harvard Graduate School of Education. She was an active citizen in Brooklyn for over 40 years, serving as a board member and then president of the League of Women Voters in the 1970s. She was an elected town meeting member for 10 years and an elected library trustee for 14. She also served on many school, search, and selectmen appointed committees. Her 5 children all graduated from the Brookline Public Schools. Some of her grandchildren currently attend the public schools in other Massachusetts communities. She served as a senior associate commissioner at the Massachusetts Department of Education from 1999 to 2003, where she was in charge of developing or revising all the state's K through 12 standards. She was a professor of education reform at the University of Arkansas from 2007 to 2012 and held an endowed chair in teacher quality. She retired from the position last December. She has been registered as an independent for about 20 years, although she worked for many years in Michael Dukakis' campaigns when he served as a state legislator and as governor. It is my proud pleasure to introduce Sandra Stosky.